What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video on the channel, and today we're going to be talking about the brand new parallels in MLB The Show 21. This is brand new for MLB The Show 21, so it's going to be new for you, me, and all the brand new players in the game this year, especially those that are on Xbox. Welcome, guys. I hope you enjoy the game this year. I'm really loving everything right now, and this new parallels addition to the game, I think, is one of the best things that MLB The Show, or even any sports game modes, has ever done. So I'm very excited to talk about it today, and I'm going to show you guys how to get these parallels done very, very fast. I already have a buddy that has the 1-of-1 parallel 5 Yelly. You're going to see on your screen here is what that 1-of-1 Yelly looks like. Shout out to Stuff. He's one of my mods, a buddy of mine. His links will be down below if you want to follow him on Twitch. He does Twitch streams, so go check him out, because he grinded this out. And it's literally been 3 days, right? It's been 3 days, and he's already got the 1-of-1 Yelly. Or I should say the parallel 5, the Superfractor in the card world of that Christian Yelich. So right now, I'll show you guys my squad real quick. I have almost everyone to at least a 1 parallel. So I got my Yelly to a 1 parallel, Ken Griffey Jr. I have a couple of guys at the 2 parallel, very close to parallel stage 3, so... But I have stage 2 for Hank Aaron. Look at that beautiful card there, the 2 parallel. I was number 3,525. We got Hader at a 2 parallel. I'm going to try to be the first one to be the 5 for Josh Hader. So we're grinding that out here. But basically, let's go into explaining what parallels are. Last year, there was a prestige where you got a boost on their 99 overall or 98 overall cards or whatever it is. They replaced that this year with 5 stages of parallels. So parallels, what is parallels? Basically, once you reach a stage by reaching a certain amount of PXP, that's parallel XP, that card will get a +1, +1, +2, +3, +4, and +5 attributes depending on which level you reach. So obviously +1 will be once you get to the first green parallel, 2, 3, 4, etc, etc. Now, all you need to do to level this card up to get to the Superfractor +5 is to play in ranked games, events, and Battle Royale. As you see here, ranked events, Battle Royale, Conquest, play versus CPU, or extra innings. So you don't even have to play online. You can play offline to grind these cards out to get those stat boosts. Now, this is very good for those live series cards. Over the years, this was basically the solution to making those live series cards a little bit more viable at the end of the year. Right now, the highest overall live series card is Mike Trout at 95. So that means if you can get him to a +5 or stage 5 Superfractor parallel, that's going to be a 99 overall live series card. So I love what they did here. I think it's going to be a very big thing for the rest of the year and how viable more cards are going to be, especially in Battle Royale. This carries over to Battle Royale. So say you have a 75 overall silver, but you have a +5, you're going to be able to draft that silver as a gold, basically, since it's going to have that +5, meaning that it's going to be a gold, or however the attributes work out for the overalls and whatnot. So, but it says it's +5 to all attributes, so I'm guessing per 1 attribute, it's going to be +1 in the overalls. So now, before we go into the method of getting these stats and PXP fast, we're going to show you guys a little bit on the hitter side here, how to earn these parallel XP. As you see here, we're going to be getting 10 for all the hitters. We're going to be getting 10 for every pitch appearance, or plate appearance, I mean. We've got 5 for each single, 10 for double, 20 for triples, home run for 20 as well, 5 for runs, 5 for RBIs, 5 for stolen bases, and 5 for a walk. Now, on the left side of that, you see the 1.5 times PXP. In ranked seasons, events, and Battle Royale. You're gonna, if you get those attributes and stats in those online games, you're gonna get a boosted 1.5 time PXP. So it's gonna be a little faster than just doing it on offline. One thing I noticed though, playing some of these in Conquest, yes, you get the 1.1 times PXP by playing offline, Conquest, play versus CPU, or extra innings. But I did notice at the end of every game too, depending on what difficulty I was playing some on Veteran, it said I was getting 1.1 times XP in Conquest. So something to think about Maybe if you play on Legend, you get the 1.5 times or 1.4, whatever it was. But I think you get an extra boost depending on how difficult you make the games. So to get the final stage of the parallel, which is the Superfractor, it's going to be a total of 10,000 XP. I'm going to move my camera quick. It's going to be a total of 10,000 XP to get to that number 5. As you see here, my next stage for Hank Aaron is number 3, which is a total of 3,000 PXP. I'm about halfway there at 1,471. It says at the bottom right there, parallel players have boosted attributes and a special visual effect applied to their card. Can you be the first to reach 10,000 PXP and discover the Superfractor parallel? Now that goes into my next point on the PXP and parallels. As you see here on my card, I was the 3,525th player out of 7,219 who have finished it to get to the second parallel. Now, so right now there's 64 people that have the 4th red parallel card of this card. If I somehow magically get to number 5 first, my card will say 1 of 1. So I will always be the first person if I am there. That goes back to the image from Stoff's Yelich. He was the first one to get Yelich, so his card will always say 1 for that Christian Yelich. And as more people unlock that 5th parallel for Yelich, his card will still always say 1. So if there's 20 more people that finish it after him, his card will say 1 in 21. So a really cool feature. Now, these cards can still be sold in the market. If you sell your Yelly in the market, the person that buys it, depending on what level they're on, that's what they'll get. They don't get that 1 of 1 from yours. But if you say buy back that Yelly, yours will, like I said, yours will always say 1 of 1, which is so cool. Especially for those that are into in real life cards. I know that's been a big thing this year. In the last couple of years, cards have been hot in real life, so super cool addition. And I think it looks really good. So the orange looks good. And then like it was like diamond. It almost looked like diamond in the 5th parallel, looking back at the Yelly 1 of 1 Superfractor. So very cool addition to the game this year. Super easy to check up on your PXP too. They show you after your games online and whatnot, but you can also go into the attributes page and press R1 and go into parallels and see your progression towards that 1 of 1 Superfractor. That's the main goal right there, is that 1 of 1 Superfractor. So this 88 overall base Yelich is going to at least be a 93 overall. So mine's a +1, so I'm at an 89 overall for this Christian Yelich. So now I'm going to show you guys a very, very quick method to get XP for your parallels, the PXP for your parallels. One main thing you're going to want to do, this is going to be, you're going to want to go into my last couple of videos showing you how to put a created stadium into Diamond Dynasty. One stadium that's really worked out for me, I'll show you guys here real quick. I'm just gonna go into an online mode. I feel like this is a very, very important part into getting these PXP quickly, is to get a stadium. The one that I chose was the Cornfield Stadium. Edit it to where you gotta go back into Stadium Editor, and that's where my video comes into play. Go watch that video, I'll have the link down below. But change the Cornfield Stadium to max elevation. The max elevation right now is 5,279 feet for elevation. As you see here, very low walls, so extra base hits left and right. I just had a ranked seasons game yesterday blow up for 17 runs. I scored 17 runs. I think the most PXP I got in one game was with Ken Griffey Jr. I got 350 PXP in one game with Ken Griffey Jr. at this ballpark. So it doesn't have to be this ballpark specifically. The most important part is that it has shorter walls and it's a little bit closer, and the altitude. The altitude is very, very important. Gotta max it out to 5,279. That way the balls just fly out of the stadium. And you gotta remember, you gotta pick a stadium that works for Diamond Dynasty. That's why all I did was change the batter's eye in the cornfield, the pre-built cornfield one. I changed the batter's eye and I changed the elevation to 5,279 feet. So that's the first thing you want to do for this method here. The next thing you want to do, you guys saw back there where it said online gets you 1.5 times PXP. Now, the best way to get that 1.5 times PXP is to go into events. And now I pick events because I don't want to go into a 9-inning ranked seasons game, right? I don't want to mess up my 5-0 record right now just because I want to level up PXP. So we pick events because you can literally quit out of the game without any serious consequences by quitting out. The only thing holding you back in events is right now this specific event is American League pitchers and National League hitters. So you kind of have to plan out who you want to level up in each of these events. These will always change. These will always change over time. But events was a top way to level up your prestige last year, and that's gonna be the case again this year for the PXP and your parallel cards. So right now my main focus is for National League hitters is Hank Aaron and Christian Yelich. These are only 3-inning games. These will vary between 3 or 6-inning games on All-Star difficulty. The difficulty will change over time too. Sometimes All-Star, sometimes Hall of Fame. So plan your team, whoever you want for your PXP and your parallels, to be right now American League pitchers or National League hitters. So I would say events would be super viable for hitters right now. I'll show you guys a better way to level up your pitchers here in a second, but National League hitters right now, build your team with all of the cards that you want to get parallels on and just stack your team and hit those home runs. So now we paired it up with a specific ballpark that's gonna give you a lot of home runs. Go into events. The next thing is this, if you want to, another way to possibly make this a little bit faster is to make sure you are home field advantage every single time. In previous years, you could tell in the menus if you were home field advantage or not, but this year I think they took that out, so you won't be able to do that. But the nice thing about events is, like I mentioned earlier, is that you can always quit out with no consequence. So if you're not home field advantage and you don't, if your opponent's not using a ballpark that's gonna give you a lot of home runs and extra base hits, you can always quit out and restart back over and go back into a game. What I did though, I always just played them out. They're 3 innings anyway, so I played them out and I'm able to get those parallels for those cards a little bit quicker. So that's one way to do it. Really, the most important part is that ballpark. The 5,279 feet elevation in a very good ballpark for those extra base hits and home runs. Now for pitchers, I think it's a little bit better to do this offline with pitchers. So what I've been doing with Josh Hader is, and this has only been about maybe 6 or 7 games with Josh Hader, and I'm already almost at a stage 3 with Josh Hader. Maybe more games, but basically what I did was go into Conquest with these pitchers and played out the 3-inning game. So this is I'm a big believer of always stacking tasks, right? Stacking tasks meaning that I'm playing this Conquest map while also leveling up that Josh Hader for parallels. So every time I have to take over or steal fans or take over a stronghold, I'm opening with Josh Hader and pitching with him the whole 3 innings. I noticed depending on what difficulty you're on, I noticed that you can pitch even in the red with these pitchers in Conquest. So Josh Hader, I've been grinding that out. We're very, very close to number 3 with him, and hopefully we're the first one to get to that Superfractor. I would say probably another couple more hours of Conquest, we'll be able to get that Josh Hader to the number 5. I'll show you real quick. It's a little bit different for pitchers too. You gotta get different attributes for pitchers. So right now for pitchers, it's 20 per innings pitched. So if you pitch 3 innings in Conquest with a pitcher, that's 60 total PXP. If you win, that's another 10. 5 per strikeout. I was averaging about 6 or 7 strikeouts per game with Josh Hader in Conquest. You're not going to be able to get the save. You're not going to be able to get the holds. But I believe the complete game and the shutouts count towards those 3-inning games as well. I don't remember if that's the case or not, but as you see there, pitchers are very easy to level up, and the faster way to do it is, I believe, Conquest, because you can fly through those games. Sometimes online games can go on forever. You can certainly use them in events too, but right now, Josh Hader, you can't use National League pitchers in the events. So there is, oh no, there is one person that reached the Superfractor level already. That's all right. Still gonna grind that out. Hopefully I can be like the 5th person to do it or something. So I'm sure we're gonna find out more methods to do this a little bit quicker in the future. But I think right now, and this could be the strat for the rest of the year, I would say events for hitters, depending on the restrictions in events. And then the rest of the players go into like a play versus CPU or conquest. I would say conquest though, because play versus CPU doesn't really get you anything except XP and PXP, whereas conquest gets you your conquest rewards, gets your conquest tasks done, plus stacking those tasks for the PXP and parallel too. Showdown does not get you any PXP points. Moments, I don't think gets you any PXP points either. So only conquest, play via CPU and extra innings. So I would stay away from play CPU and extra innings though. And then online modes, all the online modes except play versus friends and casual will get you 1.5 times your points. So I would really suggest picking out your players right away that you want to be on your team for a while. Like once I max out Christian Yelich, he's gonna be a 93, should be viable for a while. And MLB The Show, Ken Griffey Jr., same thing, 93. And once I get Mike Trout maxed out, he's going to be 99 overall diamond on the team. I still don't know who I want at catcher or at shortstop. So right now I just have the Ozzy Albies and Wilson Contreras. Both have a +1 right there too. So I hope this video helps you guys out. I cannot stress enough how important parallels are going to be this year. So make sure you at least take a look at it a little bit. It is most likely going to be a passive thing for most people anyways, but if you want to get there first and get that #1 serial number, go grind it out with these methods. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope it helps you out. If it did, leave a like, leave a sub, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.